I was brought up, what goes on in this house
Stays in this house.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a silent killer,
Yes.
particularly when it comes to sex. And we're being molested by family members and rape and porn. And we were taught to hold these things in.
And so in order to quell our strength, we had to hide our sexuality. We had to hide who we are as a woman.
And that's where I'm striving to go, to take back my self-worth, because I didn't feel worthy. I always felt like the doormat.
This is why we're having this particular topic this entire season, sexual healing for the woman and youth, because how many of us women, and all I'm saying right now, and it's not limited to, don't get it twisted, but on this platform right here, we're black women. Our voice is heard beyond our vagina.
Yes.
Can you see me inside? Who am I as the woman? I am radical, relentless, and real because I am on a mission to heal the souls of God's people. I am a spiritual leader, a life coach, and an author. But most of all, I am a warrior fighting for my legacy. I face so many challenges, shares of betrayal, rejection, abandonment, all that left me wounded mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Yes, life left me broke, busted, and disgusted. But despite all those odds, divorces, emotional damage, as well as despair, I did the work to heal my soul so that I may birth forth miracles and live prosperously. I am not new here. I grew here, and now is your time to grow. I am Dr. Dunamis Dee, and I am here to guide you on your journey of healing and transformation. Well, here we are for another episode of the Healing for My Soul podcast. I am so excited because we're just moving straight along, and we have a whole new episode, whole new season for you called Sexual Healing for the Woman in You. So if you're just watching this or watching this again or for the first time, I am Dr. Dunamis Dee, and I am the founder of this Healing for My Soul movement. Why? Because I firmly believe we as women particularly, we need not only emotional healing, but we need sexual healing. And that's what we're going to be talking about throughout this whole episode. So you ain't going to want to miss it. Throughout this whole season, you're not going to want to miss it. But I am here this first episode with a group of women who I deem as not only healing hypes, but women who are going through their journey over and over again, and they have embarked upon a journey called sexual healing. And we're here to talk about it, ladies. Y'all here?
Yes.
Are you here? Put in the comment, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. This is a topic, you all, that particularly in our faith-based industry, in the church, however you want to deem it, in the home, that we don't really talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I firmly believe that our pain is our power, and this is why we're going to turn this pain around, because we all have had some sexual inflictions, okay? And you cannot have emotional healing without sexual healing, because we are sexual creatures, and that's how God made us. So we're going to have some fun. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, because I'm treading on some waters that I love treading on, that nobody has really gone down this path in the religious sector or the church sector, faith-based. But I want you all to share with me, and you could just jump in. Maybe I'll call your name. How about that? Erica, you got the book, Sexual Healing for the Woman in You. It's a good read. Tell me what you got out of it thus far for your own life.
Yes, so you talked about how it starts at home and how nowadays with people don't talk to their children and share their experiences with them. And then also you spoke about how that helps the mother, whether if it's the mother and father in the home or not, or if it's just the mother or if it's the father, but how if you can talk to them about your experiences, they can understand, and there won't be such a stigma with it. And then it's going to open them up for them to come to you with whatever is going on in their life as they grow up, what issues they have. So when you spoke about that, and it says it's never too soon or it's never too late.
It's never too soon, nor it's never too late. You know, I remember I have been on this Healing for My Soul movement and for a little over, maybe about 30 years now. Stop counting, you know what I mean? But I have so many women who have come who have been sexually abused, raped, molested, you know what I'm saying? And so I recall one lady who was like, oh, I don't want to talk to my daughter. You know, she was 9 years old, I don't want to talk to her. I said, if you don't get her, the world will. If you don't get her, the world will. And I'm saying that to you all. If you don't get your children, the world is going to get them. And I said, so you were molested at 9 years old. So what makes you think that you cannot talk about it? Because what the enemy wanted to do to you to subdue you, don't you know he want to do it to your daughter?
Right.
So even Eric, I admonish you. Do you have daughters?
I do.
Yeah. I talked to Allison and Ariel when they were 6th grade, 5th grade. Here's the penis. It's a part of God's anatomy. You know what I'm saying? What is all that about? So come on through, Aletha. What about yourself? Sexual healing for the woman in you.
It was an excellent read. And I think the thing that sticks out to me is that the part that discussed how your biological father can affect your sexual history down the road. My father only lived 6 months after I was born. Although I was raised by a good stepfather, I can now see how not having him to guide me through those, sexual development or whatever as I got older, how it played out in my life.
Yeah. I'm speaking from a coach's perspective as I say this. I really commend all stepfathers, bonus fathers, men who stand in the gap for another man, but deep down within us, we long for our father. We long for that. I believe it's something that's in the DNA. You know what I'm saying? It's something in the blood, and I could just use that from an analogy from a spiritual standpoint. We're always talking about, oh, God, but he's the Father. And I believe a lot of us don't even know how to worship the Father because we haven't had that from our natural father. And so now when we're longing for that, Aletha, and we can get into that a little bit later, and even myself not having it, I long to look for that in other men.
Right.
And so the sexual promiscuity, not really wanting the sex. I just wanted the love. How many of us as women wanted love?
Yes.
Come on through.
Yes.
And you end up in the bed.
Yeah.
And because it came with it. And we didn't want to do it, but we said, okay, let us do something we don't want to do. Let us please them. And then before you know it, we're steady pleasing them and we don't even know who we are. You got it? Yeah. Come on. Why y'all looking so? Because it's the truth. Talk about it, Lakeisha. Let's go. Because I know it's not just us. I know it's millions of women out here. But as long as we don't talk about it, the enemy will maximize off of it.
I truly can say that, first of all, growing up in a household, no one has sat down with me to talk about sex. And you have the little course in school, 6th grade, and then middle school.
I don't even think they have those anymore now.
No, I don't think so either. But how I was introduced, pornography. Yeah, that's really how I was introduced to sex. And it's not talked about. And so seeking for that love, I really thought that is how you receive love, right? So being with different men, and even with my first, I lost my virginity when I was 15. Oh, I just knew this man was gonna marry me. We was gonna move to New York. We was gonna have some babies. I had it all planned out, right? But no, that wasn't it. It wasn't the love. He just wanted what he wanted, and that was it. So I really think that this needs to be talked about more, especially with our children. Yes, I have a daughter. My sons, oh my gosh, 13, about to turn 15. Especially with them because, Pastor D, these young ladies nowadays, they are more bold. They're bold, and they are like,
they are.
So it's something that I do discuss with them. They both are still virgins. But I still discuss it with them because it is important, and I know how it was in my childhood growing up, and I coming across pornography. And not only that, they are exposed to so much more nowadays. See, it was magazines and videos, but now these kids can pull it up on the internet now.
Let me tell you, there's porn in the pulpit and the pews. We just don't talk about it.
Right.
However, this is what the enemy maximizes off of. They're called spirits.
Yes.
They're called spirits. Spirits that come in because what you visualize, what you see, how things we have experienced it opens our soul up. Hey, you all, you are here and you have been watching this podcast, and not only are you on a journey for your healing, but let me let you know, you have started a movement in your life because you joined me on this Healing for My Soul movement. So guess what I want you to do? I want you to stay connected. I want you to be a part of our Healing for My Soul movement. Join the Facebook group right there. I know you on Facebook. So go in there, join that private group. We have more discussions about healing. We recap these episodes. You're going to hear the heart of other women just like you who's saying, I am on this journey and I am on a move and I cannot turn back. I look to see you there. Hey, I'm Pastor Dee. It opens our soul. Michelle, Lakeisha was talking and you read back.
Because Keisha's story is very similar to mine. I was exposed to pornography. Nobody sat me down and talked about it. And so I'm a Gen Xer. So we used to have cable TV and it didn't stay on long. But when the pornography came on, you had to like look between the lines to see the pornography. That was me. I was all in the TV like this. And I didn't do anything until I was 19. However, I didn't know the value. So I just gave my body to anybody. I don't even remember his name. You know, just to say I did it because that was it. So it had a different effect on me to where it made me kind of controlling, dominating, and I had to have it my way. And so it made me hard. Hard. And then, you know, when you talked in the book about femininity, that stood out to me because I've never allowed myself to be feminine. Because I never had, like you said, that father, that person who was supposed to tell me I was beautiful. And so I've always been very hardcore.
And I believe that, and I'm speaking even from experience, myself personally, that we as women, this is why sexual healing for the woman in you, because we can adorn ourselves, put our lashes on, put our nails on, our makeup, lace fronts, all that stuff. But there's still a masculine side of us that is dominant. And when we get behind those closed doors, we're going to take what we want. We're going to seduce who we want. We got a lot of stuff to talk about during this whole season. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could be talking about this forever because it's real. And I know that the enemy is pissed because he doesn't want us to talk about this because this is how we get our power back. Our beauty, our femininity. It's nothing that we're doing wrong. It's the fact that we got to understand who we are. We got to understand who we are. You opened up a whole lot of topics that I could talk about, Lakeisha. You know what I mean? And we're going to go there. So I want you all to stay tuned. You know, continue to come on back. But Charlene, you all the way over in that corner, shaking your head, nodding your head.
Well, you know, reading this book, it helped me realize that I did not know the purpose of my sensuality. I have been in that place where the man always dominated the initiation, you know. I never did it, you know, so, but now that I'm becoming free, I'm realizing my position, you know, I'm one that, he's the benefactor of what's inside of me and not the opposite way. So, yeah.
Don't we live in a male-dominating world?
We do.
That we can't even see ourselves because it's so dominating, but it makes us want to dominate even the more.
Right.
Even in the sexual parts, even in the bedroom, even in our own sensuality. The seduction is real. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because we got to take back our power, but we can't do it, you all, the way that the enemy has done it.
Right.
We got to know who we are. Erica, with your beautiful self over there. 7 children.
Yes.
You done had some sex.
I had a lot of sex.
You had a lot of sex.
And reading this book and referring to the book, you talk about how being sexually aware, and some of it happens because of being raped, being molested. That's how I was introduced. So being 10 years old, being raped, it was, part of it I don't remember because it was traumatizing. And then because I didn't understand what was going on, I was molested afterwards and still didn't understand what was going on. Nobody talked about it. I was actually moved from one state to another to pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So all I did was just cover it up. So as I got older, I didn't have sex until I was 18. And in my mind, I'm grown now. But I wanted love, so I went out and had sex. I ended up with my first daughter, and my mother wanted to know, why did you go and have sex? And I told her, I wanted somebody to love me unconditionally. And she looked at me, she said, well, I told you I love you. Telling someone and showing someone and coming to their level to understand it is not the same thing. And opening that up in the book, that hit home because I was like, I spent all those years just searching and not understanding why.
Yeah. And when you had, and I'm speaking from a coaching standpoint, even hearing you and listening to you right now, and although in your mind, and it's true, in your heart you were seeking for the love, but also too, when someone takes something from you, such as the rape or the molestation, you know, through that avenue, really what you're saying is, now I'm gonna do it my way.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody taking nothing from me no more. It don't even have to be about sex. You know what I'm saying? It could be a car. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I'm gonna do it my way. You know, I'm gonna go where I wanna go. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta ask nobody nothing no more. And ain't nobody gonna take nothing. And this is how our femininity get lost. Because we have lost the tenderness. We have lost the true essence of who God made us to be. This is why even the Word of God calls us a tender vessel, the weaker vessel. Not that we're weak, but the weakness is where I choose to be tender, and that tenderness is where my femininity is. And now I can experience the sexual life that God has given me when I am being loved and seen for who I am and not for what I got down there.
Yes.
So many men have told me, ooh, you got some good stuff. You got some good stuff. You know what I mean? But that ain't who I am.
Right.
That's not who I am. How many of you all been told that?
Yes.
That's that power, y'all. That's that power. We're going to talk about that in another episode, okay? I got some good stuff for you. You know what I mean? Woo! But are we going to use it for good or evil? Jackie, come on through with your beautiful self over there, holding that book.
Well, in reading the book, what hit home to me at first is when you said, when your will yields to itself, you would have broken the cycle of feeling like a sexual doormat. That is my present. I'm not sure how to surrender my will, because I believe my will was snatched from me. And so based upon that, I'm not really sure how to yield, because I've been yielding to the negative, to what hurt me. But I need to yield to what's going to heal me now. And in reading this book, it's really good. It says, your self-worth directs your decisions as you walk keenly in the spirit. And that's where I'm striving to go, to take back my self-worth, because I didn't feel worthy. I always felt like the doormat. And so just feeling like a doormat is an inner feeling, but it wasn't expressed outwardly. It was only something that I knew about, I held on to. Outwardly, it seemed like I was okay, but I was sneaking in and out of doors that I should not have been sneaking in and out of, because my will was taken away from me, and I thought in my mind that this is how you are to operate as a woman. not knowing the woman doesn't operate in this manner. So those two things were very paramount for me, because when God gives you free will, but when someone takes that will away from you, how do you make a choice when you don't have a choice? And that's where I was. But I'm here now.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm here now. And healing is taking place.
Healing is taking place. Hey, you all, I am so glad you're watching this episode of Healing for My Soul podcast, because that means you are the woman that needs some sexual healing. Yeah, you are. You need a little sexual healing. This is why I want to admonish you to get the book that I wrote, Sexual Healing for the Woman in You. Matter of fact, one of the chapters is saying sexual self-worth. So go to healingformysoulpodcast.com, put in that coupon code podcast so I can ship it to you after you purchase it for free. Get it soon. You know, I even when you're speaking, and I don't know about you all, but I really feel her emotions.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
I feel you sitting right there next to her. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I feel the emotions, and you cannot tell me that sexual healing doesn't consist of emotional healing. Describe your emotions right now, and then Michelle, I want you to just elaborate on what you feel just sitting next to her, just by speaking that.
Emotionally, I feel trapped. I feel like I'm in a place that I need to escape from. It's like the walls are closing in, and I want to run. I want to run away from the pain of my free will being snatched away and into my authenticity, the will that God gave me to make sound decisions and not allow someone else to take that away from me again.
I can't avoid my therapeutic hat right now. Why holding back the tears?
Embarrassment, shame. Yeah. Just really embarrassed that this is my life. And I never wanted anybody to know this about me.
You on television now.
Yeah.
Your media is out there.
I know. I never wanted anybody to know that was my weakness. I always wanted to just lean into my strengths, but I don't even know what those are.
You're exemplifying your strength right now. This is why we're having this particular topic this entire season, sexual healing for the woman in you, because how many of us women, and all I'm saying right now, and it's not limited to, don't get it twisted, but on this platform right here, we're Black women.
Yes.
And we were taught to hold these things in.
Yes.
I was brought up, what goes on in this house
Stays in this house.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a silent killer.
Yes,
Particularly when it comes to sex. And we're being molested by family members and rape and porn and even hearing the door close and the mama holler, "Ooh," I'm like, "Ooh, well, that sounds good." You know? Ooh, that sounds some good stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling it, but it sounds good, but it make me want it.
Yeah.
Curious.
Curious.
Yes.
So even Jackie, for you, all of you all to come on here and to talk about this, we're breaking the shame.
Yes.
Everybody say, I'm breaking the shame.
Breaking the shame.
No more shame.
Yes.
None of us, no more shame. Put on the comment, no more shame. No, I am not ashamed that I lived a life of promiscuity.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed. Matter of fact, the word of God said he'll give me double for my shame. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't think there's anything that we experience in life, including our sexual life, our life of intimacy, that we just put it to the side. Then we go over here, go to church, get the word, and they having sex. And I was doing it saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. But after choir rehearsal, after we sang praises to the Lord,
I sang another song.
Different tunes.
but that was a good melody. But it came with pain.
Yeah.
Because the more and more not knowing and not having someone, and particularly my spiritual mother, that I can go talk to, you know, they just like, oh, you just fornicating. God don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted it. So to sit down and talk about it, whether it's your spiritual daughter, your natural daughter, your sons, you all, we got to be free. Jackie, you are free.
Yes. I actually feel that way right now.
Yeah.
I actually feel like something has lifted off
It
me.
has.
So I thank you for the invitation to come here, because I would have never done this on my own. I would have continued to hold on to the shame, the embarrassment, not wanting my family, my children, no one to know. It was, living a secret life. And that's over.
It's over.
That's over
right.
today.
Right. That's right. That's right. Michelle, just elaborate, just sitting next to her. I don't want to get that.
It was an urgency type of energy. An urgency like a swelling up. You can feel the swelling up. I can feel the heat off of her. I can hear it, more importantly, but it was just an urgency like, I got to get this up off of me.
Yeah.
Pop this, I'm done, and that's what I felt. That's what I heard, just sitting here next to Jackie.
Before I go to you, Lisa, I just want to say first of all, I'm so excited about what we're doing as women here. All of you all came through one of the healing challenges at Dunamis Woman Enterprise. Been on this journey, how long, Jackie?
Going on 4 years.
Keisha?
7.
Erica?
Going on 5.
Erica?
5.
Olitha?
4. 7.
Going on 6.
I saved the best for last. Michelle?
16. Yes.
But it's a never-ending journey.
Yes.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Because the more we go, we open up and the Holy Spirit opens us up, the deeper he can go. The deeper he can go. And I thank you all for trusting me, not only as your spiritual leader, your pastor, but a woman as your friend. Because I'm a woman.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I could quote, shout, preach, coach, do whatever. But when the doors close, we fail to realize you all with all your freaking titles, we're women.
Yes.
We're women. Lisa, talk about it from your perspective.
I'm listening as everyone is sharing, and I think the thing that I can really hear in all of us is that we didn't know who we were.
Yeah.
And that is, it's manifested within our sexuality as well, especially. And I know for myself, when you think about, for me, it was the church. It was just that spirit of religion of what a godly woman is supposed to look like. And so I had this, warped view of the way I was supposed to be and who I was supposed to be with and all of that. And with all of the roles and all of the titles, I lost who I was, especially in that area. And so coming to a greater understanding of, God knows me. He put those desires in my heart. He knows what I need. He knows he created every nerve ending, every feeling of pleasure, everything. And so why would I try to deny that? Why would I try to ignore or think that's bad? And so that's what I, coming out of and having that freedom to be Lisa in all aspects, in all ways. And that's what's been amazing over these last 7 years. And to see you really tapping into that, and how even our ancestors, how that was, that was our strength. And so in order to quell our strength, we had to hide our sexuality. We had to hide who we are as a woman.
When that has been taken from you, even through enslavement, we didn't have a voice. We didn't have a say-so. Someone raping you, you had to take it. You know what I mean? And it caused us to be silent. But if you really look at it, it's still happening. It's still happening. I can't even fathom, but I do understand how it happened. A father can molest a little girl, his daughter. That is an enslaved mentality that has been driven, and we don't know even our consciousness, because most of our behaviors come from our subconscious. You understand what I'm saying? And so now we're just growing, trying to figure this out, Lisa.
Right.
And not understanding, and I talked about in the book that we as women need to understand our value, our self-worth. So if I understand my value and my self-worth, I don't have to get up over a pulpit and talk about preaching about fornication. You understand what I'm saying? You know, as for me, you know, getting married because they said it's better to marry than to burn.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I didn't know what the burning meant. You know what I mean? They didn't even know what they was talking about.
Right.
You know, but I knew that I had this stimuli. I had this desire. I had this wanting to be loved. Because of the abandonment, because of not having the father, not having someone to guide me and help me to understand or even know my self-worth, my value as a daughter. I want all of you all to capture that in the comment. If you don't understand from your father the value of who you are as a daughter, you will not understand your value as a woman.
Hey, so are you liking this episode? Matter of fact, are you loving this episode? If so, then we want you to tell us. I need you to like this episode right now. I need you to drop a comment and tell us what you are enjoying about this episode. But most importantly, I need you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, okay? Do not miss a beat of what's happening in the Healing for My Soul podcast. So you know what to do. Like so we know that you love it. Comment down below and tell us what you love about it. And then subscribe so you're never missing the episode that you truly cannot live without. Now, let's get back to your episode.
Facts.
Wow.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Why you say big facts?
Because I feel that's what hindered me. I feel like if my dad knew more than what he knew and did a little bit more, I would have been a different person. But without blame, he didn't know.
He didn't know.
He had no
None
understanding.
of us knew.
So because he didn't understand, it led to me not having an understanding. And me not having an understanding has led to my children not having an understanding. But it stops here with me because my grandchildren will have an understanding because my healing will show them what it looks like. So I want to be able to get myself into a healed space so that I can inform them about some things that I wasn't informed of, and even inform their parents. I have sons, so their fathers. I talk to my sons about the importance of being a part of your daughter's life, because I'm a woman first, and that's your first love is your dad. So if your dad doesn't guide you through some of what I consider to be intricate things that will shape and mold you, then that leaves other people to do it or you to do it for yourself. And that's the unknown again. So dad didn't know, you don't know. That creates a whole lot of pain, hurt, damages, things of that nature. So yes, it's important that fathers talk with their daughters, have a relationship, know how to commune with your daughter so that she does not look for that communication in other unhealthy sources.
Yes. Michelle?
Yeah, I said facts because my father and mother divorced when I was 1. So it's not like I didn't know him. But then I remember him, well, she told me he left, but I remember getting a picture of him, and it was me and another little girl. And it was his girlfriend's daughter, but he went in and raised her, but left me.
Yeah.
And so that stood out to me, and no one ever said anything to me about, oh, you this, you that. No one ever poured into me and cultivated me from a man's perspective, because most of the men in my family, they were working, they were doing other things, they just couldn't, and it wasn't their place.
But I want you to think about it, all of us to think about it, you to think about it. Let's not use the word father right now, because every father is first a man.
Yes.
So that man making a choice because of whoever the woman he was with to raise another man's seed and not his own automatically speaks to your worth. What's wrong with me?
All my life. What is wrong with me?
We don't say it, but now we're making decisions out of that thought. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me that he did not stay for me?
Didn't fight for me.
Didn't fight for me.
That was why didn't he fight for me?
Why didn't he fight for me? So now we're fighting for ourselves And now we're going to go and make decisions and choose, I want this one, I want that one, I want this one, I want that one. And if you ain't like I like it and doing what I like, let me go choose another. We even choose, I promise you, majority of us, and I will say for myself, have chose who I married because of how the penis felt.
Speak it.
See, this is why I can hear a rat pissing on fire. Lakeisha?
But you know what? You mentioned also that fornication. And that was another reason why I chose to get married, even though I knew I wasn't supposed to get married. But just allowing that spirit of religion to just pound me upside my head and feeling so condemned because I love to have sex, right?
So did you have the sex before the marriage?
I sure did.
Did you like how the penis felt?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's the decision making.
Yes, yes.
Because I don't care how many times somebody say fornication, don't fornicate, you don't get married. You probably wouldn't have chose him if that penis wasn't feeling good.
Probably, yeah.
Ain't no-
Yeah, I would have chosen.
I'm gonna give you a salah. I'm gonna give you a salah moment. You know how it says in the Psalms, David said salah. Think about it. Go ahead, Shirley.
I was listening to Michelle speak, and she's really talking about my life. Father, knowing dad, he raised somebody else's child. And currently, that's my life right now. I get an opportunity to get to know my dad now. And it's so freeing, you know. A couple of weeks I went, and I was tired when I got there. And he went and got a blanket and put over me. And he tucked me in. And he just don't know what that did for me because it
At what age?
60.
60.
Wow.
Never happened before. But when that happened, it just put, I really, like I never had that before. I mean, he was tucking, you know, like I was in the bed. I was just tucking. I'm like, and my dad is 91 years old. I mean, he went in there with his cane and brought it back.
That's so beautiful. That's beautiful. And that is sexual healing.
Yeah.
That's sexual healing. That's not an inappropriate tuck. That's not an inappropriate touch. But that brought sexual healing to your life and emotional healing, where now you can see things from different lenses.
Right. That's correct.
That's correct. At 60.
Yes.
Wow, that's powerful.
That's amazing.
That's powerful. Even you have to go through levels of emotional healing, as you have, Sherlyn, just to get to that place.
Yes.
I'm excited for your future.
I am too.
Not your past.
Right.
Not your past. Anyone else before we begin to wrap it up, have a thought? Sexual healing for the woman in you.
I'm excited about this season.
There
If this
you
is
go.
the conversation we're having now, I'm excited about this season and how it's going to allow me to become freer.
Yes.
You know, because I would love, I don't even know what my father is, but if he ever tucked me, oh my God, I'll be a new creature walking around here. You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing.
Hey, Michelle, not just a father, but a man.
I mean, that part. Baby.
Not just a man. Tuck
You
me.
can have a warm blanket that itch. Tuck me in.
And let me know something about him, you know.
Yeah.
Because I never, you know, but for him to want to do that. He said, "Are you cold?" I said, "No." He got up anyway, even though I said no. And when he got it, brought it back and put it on me, you know, so.
Yeah. And this is, I really want us throughout this entire season, and when I say us, not just you all, I'm speaking to you all out there. I want us to understand that there's nothing that we can experience healing or even pain that it dismisses a man. Because God made us as man and woman. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the sperm of man. Does that make sense? And that took sex.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It took sex. You know how your kids say, "Ugh, ma," you know, when you talk, "Ugh, ma," you know, how you think you got here?
Right.
How you think you got here? None of us are Marys up in here, conceived of the Holy Ghost. You know, stay at the altar, you're going to still have sex. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, can you all imagine sexual healing for the man in you?
Yes.
where that will cause us to even be healed even the more. And I'm thinking of that, and I'm speaking that just based upon what you were saying, Charlene, because it would be beautiful, even in a relationship, for just a man to tuck us in and not want to touch us.
Right.
Yes.
Not want to touch us. It's like, man, here, I want some sleep, not some sex. Right, here come again. And that's subduing us emotionally. Emotionally, because our voice is heard beyond our vagina. Our voice needs to be heard beyond what they see. Can you see me inside? Can you see what I'm really saying? Can you bring healing to my heart? You know what I'm saying? But no matter what, we're still wanted for that. But God is saying, I want him, he wants us as his daughters to be not only healed, but to be restored, to be rejuvenated, and to understand our true value that is not just in between our legs, but it's the power that we really have within.
That's true.
And that's his resurrection power. Ladies, I'm excited. If you all haven't gotten the book, go get the book, Sexual Healing for the Woman in You, healingformysoulpodcast.com. You can get that book because all of us need sexual healing, because sexual healing is emotional healing, and it's not just for the little girl, it's not just for the little boy, it's not just for the pastor, it's not just for the preacher, it's for the woman. The woman in you is crying out and saying, I need to be healed and I need to be whole. I'm Pastor Dee, Dr. Dunamis Dee, and I'll see you on the next episode.